done with.
Dude, you've been done.
I'm still here.
For what? Why? Because you just want to be a asshole.
You're right.
Then why the would you be in this competition?
I'm here.
Bone face.
Why do you look 50 and you're 24?
What? What did you say? Go yourself, you.
Would you rather have the brand new PS5 or a weekend with these three lovely ladies and you can do anything you want with them?
Wait, anything with them?
Like anything.
A whole weekend?
A whole weekend.
Damn, with the PS5 though, like it just.
I know.
Oh, damn, y'all beautiful though, but.
Hold on, what'd you say?
PS5 or us?
Oh,
bro, y'all beautiful, but I had a PlayStation 4 for 4 years, bro. I need a PS5.
My nigga.
I feel like homie head should be normal. I have friends that I'll just go over to their house because I want to show off a little bit, and then on the way out, I'll dap them up and act like nothing happened, and we'll just talk like we're homies, because we are.
Y'all, so this dude came in my DM yesterday. He was like, "You're pretty, I'm trying to get to know you." He literally sent me $1,000 just to get to know me. And y'all literally sit here and think I'm gonna get to know y'all for free when somebody just paid me $1K for him to get to know me? Be so for real.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
You know what I love to see? I love to see when the ex leaves and does everything that I asked them to do for somebody else. That just makes me know that I wasn't the issue. It was you. And you realized you was the issue, but you was so goddamn prideful on changing your ways. You rather had changed your partner and then try to be better for them. That's cool. Listen, God works in mysterious ways, and maybe that was a blessing for me. Maybe that's a blessing for them. However, it brings me peace to know that I was right.
What kind of shit is that?
Would you feel comfortable if your father was watching your OnlyFans and subscribing to it?
Probably not, no.
You would not feel comfortable, and I'll tell you why. That's because in your heart of hearts, in your soul, if you still got one, you know it's wrong. That's your work. In my work, if my mother consumed my work, I'd be thankful and pleased that she took an interest in my work and supported my work. If she bought my products, I'd be thankful. If your mother or father bought your products, you'd be disgusted and ashamed because you know what you're doing is wrong and the product of what you're doing is bad.
He ain't lying.
What's up, y'all? It's Cali West. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's much better. Now, so you already see from the description, we're going to talk about rappers, are mad that Kendrick Lamar will perform at the Super Bowl. And the question is, do black people understand economics? The reason why I asked this question tonight is because, we have an election coming up in November the 5th. I hope y'all all go out and vote. I'm not telling y'all how to vote here. If y'all feel like voting for the Democrats, y'all could do so. But, if you definitely voting Republican, I definitely see why. And, maybe there's a lot of new people who come into the show and they might be like, oh, he's voting for Trump. Well, yes, I am. Once I said that, at least 2 people hopped off this channel. But that's okay, because you know what? We're here to do the real spiel. But that's cool, though. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about how you're basically seeing if you vote for Trump. Where's it at? Did I not transfer it? But yeah, I had a video. This is how black people look at you when you vote for Trump.
Hey, man. You boys know y'all don't belong here. What? Damn, you fuckers heard me? You motherfuckers don't belong here.
Well, we so mad. All right.
We got a whole fucking auction, don't we? But watch your fucking tone. I'll have your ass in the fucking field in 2 minutes. Hot damn. Bet you can run a $40 dash, don't you? Your name's Jamal, ain't it?
Watch it. These guys are trouble.
They gave you boys freedom. Y'all vanished, didn't you? What fuck you looking at, Rich Homie Quan?
Where you think you going?
We're shutting shit. Fucking shutting shit.
Hey, man, we got a permit. Fake ass.
Whoa, mega! Whoa!
Shut it down.
Watch out,
Get your
ass on me. Whoa!
Hey, cut the shirts off. Cut it off. We vote for Trump 2025. If you ain't with it, we shut the whole fucking thing down. Bill, you got something to say? She's fire.
You fuckers heard us. Cease the fucking fire.
Hey, let's get him. Now get the fuck out of here.
I got baby hope. We in the middle, motherfucker.
Hey, cut all that shit.
What?
Oh, my God.
Hey, which one of y'all the rapper?
Everybody right.
I bet your ass unemployed, ain't you?
Oh, shit. What you on?
Hey, bro, y'all got shit. Fuck you looking at Jumbo, right? Smack the shit out you.
Hey, leave. That's some hoes anyway now.
Hey, you little Percocet. Fuck out of here.
Fuck you.
Yo, but that's how, they say that's how black people are who be voting with Trump. But I think that's just how black people look at other black people who be voting for Trump. Let's just be real, bro. It's true. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you say you can vote for Trump, you're a this, you're a that, you're a sellout, you're everything under the book, bro.
He ain't lying.
Well, like I said, if y'all not voting for Trump just because or y'all claim he's a racist, or you think he's a racist, or you voted for Joe Biden, who, he's the one who wrote the 94 crime bill that sent a lot of your family members to prison for life, for petty crimes just because of the three strikes you're out rule that Bill Clinton put in. So y'all voted in Bill Clinton, y'all voted in Biden, but now y'all want to complain that Donald Trump is a racist, and that's y'all excuse for voting for Kamala.
It's an evil world we live in.
Now let me go to the comment section. Wall Street Willie says the bar is in the building, so salute, man. I appreciate you for tuning in. In a moment, I'm gonna open up the panel because we ain't gonna be here all night. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna do this for about a live. I say another 45 minutes until the actual debate does start, because not only am I watching the debate, but I'm also gonna watch Coach Greg Adams' channel, because he's going to be breaking down the debate. So y'all can see me in the chat in there about 8 o'clock. But anyway, until then, we're going to be cooking and cracking over here. Now, here's another clip of, I guess, black people, basically for Kamala. And basically, they talk about when this one black gentleman came to, I guess, talk at the Trump rally. And basically this is what happened.
Somebody on national television, because at this rate, he's going to call somebody on national television, because today, bro, he took it one step, fuck a step. He took one leap further. I need y'all to listen to this shit, bro.
Byron said that, please. Superstar of the future. He's already a superstar, but he's a superstar of the future. Byron Donalds, Florida. Wow, that's nice to have you here. That's good. He's great. He's great. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good. But we have a group of
Byron Donalds, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's one of the smart ones. You have smart ones and you have ones that aren't quite so good. What the fuck I need somebody to bet me right now, over or under 2 weeks, he's dropping the N-bomb. The way the crowd was looking, bro, you could tell what they wanted to say. He could have introduced you any other way. But nah, hey y'all, I know y'all don't like Negroes, but he's the smart one. Like, get the fuck. And what did you do, Byron? You activated that coon chip and got on that stage, you fucking idiot. This is sad, bro. He just called you a good boy in front of everybody.
Now, yo, was it that funny? It really wasn't that funny. And my response to Buddy, like I said, your parents voted for Bill Clinton. Your parents voted for Obama. Your parents voted for Joe Biden. And, you know, I mean, Obama, he probably didn't necessarily do anything bad to black people other than the fact that, you know, legalizing gay marriage basically overshadowed the civil rights movement for black men who are basically still left out of the loop even after the 60s through certain facilities such as incarceration, child support, and, you know, and Section 8 and all that. Yeah, so anyone who, you know, wants to go ahead and talk about Trump is racist and y'all still backed Joe Biden and a woman by the name of Kamala Harris, who's not even black. She's barely even Jamaican, to be honest. Shit, I'm more Jamaican than she is. Now, with that being said, Dr. Umar, what do we think about this young brother here? What do we think about this young man? This young man, sir?
Some of y'all say he go too hard. It ain't that bad. Oh, yes, it is. Now you see. Now you see.
You have cooned so bad that they damn near need to put your face in the dictionary next to the word coon.
I'm going to hospitalize you coons because I care about you. The Dr. Papa Mental Health Hospital for Coons.
You know, unfortunately, you know, let's see here. Oh, okay. Demetrius James says her mama is Indian, so she's an Indian. I mean, look at it like this too, bro. At this point, Demetrius James, I do thank you for tuning in. At this point, yo, Rachel Dolezal is more black than Kamala Harris, G. Straight up and down, bro. Like, straight up and down. And that's undeniable.
Emotional damage.
Undeniable. I don't know if the tab showed. Let's see here. Okay. Now, of course, let's see here. What else we got here? Now, so you know, I definitely agree with you, Demetrius, on that, bro. Like, that's undeniable at this point, bro. And also, too, I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of believe that being black, you know, it does come down to, I guess, your skin tone, but it also kind of comes. I mean, there's a lot of facilities that go into whether you're black or not, or whether you want to identify as black. You know, but that's a whole nother discussion, and we could probably get onto it, you know, maybe tonight on this panel. Like I said, we have about till 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to chop it up. Now, J Flo says, didn't her daddy endorse Trump? Salute Cali West. I appreciate J Flo. Salute to J Flo and everybody and all the free agents in the free agent lifestyle. Salute. You know what? From what I heard, her dad might have. You know, I mean, I know one thing. I know Kamala Harris's dad doesn't even, you know, consider herself black per se. So, yeah. So there's a lot I heard about that. Matter of fact, what else I got? Matter of fact, you know, I live in Miami. Woo, that thunder is thundering, boy. Matter of fact, I'm about to go grab my keyboard because I left my other keyboard and this laptop, this screen is too far for me to reach in and over. I'm gonna be looking crazy. Hold on, let me grab it real quick.
Right?
Yeah.
Hell's on the bus, go round and round.
I appreciate y'all for waiting for your boy. Let's see here. Wall Street Willie says what he says. If her being black was a real issue, why wouldn't I just vote for Tim Scott? Right, right. Right. Um, so let's see here. Then J Flow says he'd even get to the DNC. No love. LOL. Right, right. Well, that's because they know that Tim Scott is, they can't use him as a puppet, I guess, or whatever. Trust me, we all know J Flow J Flow and Wall Street on Willie. We already know that how the New World Order works. They put in their puppets. Matter of fact, I might have had a skit about that too. And I ain't gonna lie, I be having skits and stuff. Sometimes they be overlapping, bro. A matter of fact, let's see here. I wanted to look at that thing. Let's see here. You know what? I tried to look up the story to see if her dad supported him, but let's see here. I didn't see anything about that. Let's see here. Yeah, I tried to look it up to see if I seen it. I didn't see it, but I could pull it up for you. Kamala Harris's dad, I think it's like a Marxist or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But he's like a professor. So let's see here. Kamala Harris father. Wow. Well, what's actually kind of crazy is that, let's see here. Oh, look at this, y'all. And by the way, if y'all want to jump in on the panel, y'all could, y'all could. If y'all, y'all want something to add a comment. Oh, there's someone already in the panel. My bad. Matter of fact, I'm about to bring you in a moment, Wall Street. Now, let me read this one comment real quick. J Flow says Biden was a puppet supreme, but couldn't make it to the finish line. Facts. And what's crazy is that, dude, have y'all seen videos of Joe Biden back in the day, in the early 80s and the 90s, bro? That dude was almost a different person. And you can almost tell he was a prejudice too. That's what's crazy too. If you watch his old videos, he don't even have that toupee and nothing like that. And the shit that he says, man, if y'all think Donald Trump is cocky, bro, if you just see the shit that Joe Biden was saying back in the day, bro, Joe Biden was saying some really out the wall shit, just saying some crazy shit that he couldn't back up. So yeah, Joe Biden was definitely a puppet. So we're gonna bring on Wall Street Willie and see what he got to say about these situations.
What's going on, family?
What's up, bro? You ain't got
chilling.
Chilling. Yeah, what's up, man? You want to chime in or something? What's up, G?
Representative of the bar. I always enjoy these conversations because a lot of times everybody wants to discuss who's a Moabite and who's an Ashemite, but these are the things that are really going to affect our lives next 10 years going forward. You know what I mean? So when I made that comment about it not even really, for me, not being a Kamala supporter, it's not even about whether she's black or not. Because for me, the truth is, she's black enough. She was an AKA, and she went to a HBCU, but that's not why I don't support her. It's to your comment that you were just making, you made a very valid point. Joe Biden said, look, I know these black kids are impoverished and don't have certain things and they have a really hard road. He said, but if I got to choose between them and my mama or my grandmother being hurt, I'm going to lock them up for the rest of their life every time. I'm paraphrasing, But that's what he said when he was a big part of pushing the super predator bill, right?
Facts.
So, we voted for him in spite of that. So it's like, what's the point of even discussing her race? Like, that's really an issue. We voted for a white man who said worse. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
My issue, and for me this year, honestly, I'm probably gonna just sit this one out as my silent protest. Neither one of you get my vote.
Well, here's the flip side to that, though. I want to kind of add to that. Just keep in mind, though. Here's the thing. I'm not going to tell anyone. Here's the thing. Just like I told my coworker today, I'm not going to tell anyone how to vote or how they want to vote or they should vote. But I do want y'all to know that not voting is a vote. It might not be a vote for the right. It might not be a vote for the left. But it is still a vote because your vote, if you would have voted for Kamala or you would have voted for Trump, that could have swayed the election as far as electoral, I think as far as electoral votes may be concerned. But like I said, I just see me, I have to be honest with you. The reason why I'm voting for Trump is simple. When we had an economy under him, it was much better. He wasn't forcing people to get a certain poke that they were getting. And I must say that, if we have a president who's basically was a sex worker or basically was a side chick, and she basically, mind you, she doesn't care about black families because not only was she sleeping with a married man, but she also never made a family for herself too.
My man, Sweet D Willie.
And then 3, and keep in mind, right? And then exactly, and then 3, keep in mind.
I try not to say nothing crazy. I don't want to get you demonetized.
Yeah, please, no, no cursing. I mean, here's the thing: we could use innuendos. I don't mind that,
I got
you. Like not much cursing, please, no cursing.
Yeah, I respect that algorithm.
But right, no doubt. So that's why I say, like I said, I mean, anyone can still vote how they want to vote. But at the same time, when I ask people, what do you like about Kamala, they don't really have anything concrete. They never said, well, she has a plan for this plan or she has a plan for that. As far as I'm concerned, she's just part of the same administration that let us down for the last 4 years with these inflation and immigrants coming to this country, undocumented, and they could just get a pass because they never gave, black men in this country a pass. So
here's my response to that, right? The first portion, I agree with 100%. If you don't vote, that's still a vote for something. So when I say I've decided not to vote, that's my vote for the future. That's my vote not voting. It's telling the Democratic Party, you can't continue to offer me nothing and depend on my vote. And when it comes to the Donald, because let's be clear, in particular, he needs the black male vote, but whatever black vote he can get in general. When you put abortion on the ticket, right? That instantly gets Kamala the female vote. You get what I'm saying? If we're just dealing with it in very crude terms, women are gonna go more with that, right? So he does need the black male vote, but I have to let him know as well, you can't just expect my vote and then tell me when everything we complain about, you're still going to support qualified immunity. So you haven't earned my vote either.
Okay, so I have a question for you with that being said. No, go ahead and cook.
Because I do want to build on that, and I want to bounce a question off you, and we can build on it, right?
All right.
One of my major issues for black men like us is, so when we look at the Donald, in my opinion, none of his policies are actually really gonna benefit us, right? When we talk about inflation, you got to realize this is a problem that went back to the housing crisis.
All right. No, hold on. Let's not get too far. Hold up, because I kind of want to. There's a certain point that you mentioned, and I want to target it. Let's go back to the point that you said that that basically Trump is going to basically give I guess cops immunity. Let's discuss that. Let's unpack that for a second. Let's go back to that. Just to let you know, FYI, and this is regarding to the abortion discussion and this diplomatic immunity situation, right? Now, here's the thing. Just because Donald Trump might not want to prosecute anyone on the federal level, he cannot stop the states from still prosecuting these cops who are doing these heinous things that y'all don't like. Because keep in mind, that's kind of why I tell people that it's very important for you to vote in your local politics, probably even more than the presidency, because your local politics probably has more effects on you, your everyday life, than even just the president. The president, here's the thing, Donald Trump cannot, once he's the president, he can't just say, okay, well, no cops will get in trouble. He can't do that. There's no way he could do that, right? So if he says that he wants to stop it at the federal level, you will have to, the bigger problem will be with the states. Now, with that being said, let's go back to the abortion situation. Voting for Kamala is not going to stop the abortion because the Supreme Court is who ruled that they can't do abortion. As a matter of fact, what they did was to say, you know what, we could put it to the states. The states that wanted it could keep it. The states that don't want it can't keep it or won't keep it, right? So either way, so with that being said, if y'all are voting based off of that alone, let's just take those two off the chart because Donald Trump can't do neither of other. And then the reason why I would like to say that I'm voting for Trump as well is because guess what? I don't look for a president to necessarily do something. I just want a president who's not gonna fuck everything up. Like, see how I try not to curse, and it's my show. With that being said, I want to deal with a president who didn't mess everything up. You feel me? Because
here's my issue knowing finance the way I know finance, right? Now
hold up before you cook real quick, let me recognize the people in the chat. Now I do want to say thank you for tuning in. Patrick Saint and Demetrius James, the HBCU and the D9 is from enough is far from enough to be black as they let white people in. Facts. That is true. Now I'm gonna let Wall Street Willie cook because he wanted to get his point across.
So one of my things when I'm talking to my brothers about this election, right? I think our frustration for the Democratic Party or with the Democratic Party allows us to give him credit for things he doesn't deserve credit for. Now, one thing we know, most presidents, especially a president that doesn't last 2 terms, the things that they did during their presidency don't really determine the effects on the economy. You'll usually see it. It's a laggard effect. So you'll usually see it in the next presidency, right? So when we're looking at inflation in particular, we got to realize this is something that has been on the horizon since the housing crisis. When you're lending money at pretty much 0 interest rates, right? What that does is it kills the value of a dollar. So when the value of the dollar goes down, now your eggs go from $2.39 to $6 in your supermarket.
I would have to disagree with that. That's actually not what actually happened. The reason why, what you're talking about is the whole problem with inflation. The reason why your money is actually not worth as much is because the country is printing more. If I don't know if you know this, but one of the reasons why they say JFK might have gotten rid of is because he was trying to control the Fed. The Fed is who controls and prints money. So remember too, they remember during the Biden administration, they did print more money. And there's something, and you're right, but I actually want to agree with you to some sentiment, but we gotta at least keep in mind too, that might be how sometimes economics may go. But we also have to take in consideration that they had a pandemic, right? And the Biden administration basically shut down basically most of the country because Donald Trump didn't shut down the whole country. It was Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the one who required everyone to get a shot. Joe Biden's administration was the one who told state workers that they did not get a shot. They could not keep their job. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, but federal workers sued and they won.
Yep.
So we got to be at the same time we're not we can't be like okay we have to be we have to actually take into consideration the nuance too because the pandemic changed everything.
Let's deal with the economic facts of it, right? This inflation problem that we're having, we were looking at this potentially being the case before the Donald even decided to run. Right. This was something that we knew was on the horizon with everything we had to do for the housing crisis. So you're right. when the Fed cuts rates, they print more money. They add more money to the money supply. That brings down interest rates, and it's easier for people to get loans because there's more money out there.
Brings down the money dollar value as well because they're printing more money.
Right. So in order to fight that, you have to raise rates. Joe Biden actually came in, and through his Fed, they raised rates. This strengthened our dollar. If we're honest, when he first came into office, the price of eggs were not what they are right now. His policy and the policy of the Fed under his administration actually cooled inflation. We still have issues economically, but his policies did cool inflation.
If that's true, then why are eggs 2 to 3 times more than it was during the Trump era?
They're not, though.
Of course it is.
Well,
what do you mean? I have a receipt from the grocery store. I don't know about you, but when I hold up. I don't know about you, but when I go and I decide to eat out, like for example, McDonald's is probably the worst place to eat. But guess what? McDonald's for a Big Mac meal for something that was only $7, $8 is now all $12, $13, $14, bro. Like you can't tell me that you don't.
But we can look at the numbers, though. We know for a fact when we're talking about grocery store prices, when we're talking about gas, things of that nature, right? Prices were extremely high in Biden's first year of presidency, right? We're not paying for eggs what we were paying in 2021. It's a fact. And this goes back to that laggard effect.
What's the fact?
That we aren't paying for eggs today what we were paying in 2021.
Of course not.
That's what I'm saying. And this is due to the
though?
fact that the Fed raised rates, strengthened the dollar. The stronger your dollar is, the more bang for your buck. So now you're spending less to get that carton of eggs. This goes back to that laggard effect of the president before you.
I disagree because remember during the Biden administration, the first year they had food shortages. They were quarantining people. They wouldn't even let trucks go in and out of Canada. They were giving trouble with Mexico bringing in goods because we get a lot of these goods from these places as well. There was a food shortage. Now keep in mind, food shortages affects rates as well, bro. So we got to take into consideration all this stuff that conveniently happened in the Biden administration. As a matter of fact, we were censored. When people were talking about it, they'll get censored on YouTube. They'll get censored on Facebook. They'll get censored on Instagram. We cannot deny what's going on in this administration. But you know what? I'm gonna let you. Hold up. I want to let you say your statement, and after that, I want to go back to the chat real quick. Go ahead.
What I don't want to do, right, is get things misconstrued. So when it comes to economics, there's certain fundamentals of it, right? So when you talk about Jerome Powell, you familiar with Jerome Powell?
What about him?
So Jerome Powell,
I'm not familiar with him offhand, but maybe
he's the chairman of the Fed, right? I'll give you a name that may ring a bell in your head. Ben Bernanke, right?
Okay.
He was the chairman of the Fed under Obama. They're the ones that dropped the interest rate, the federal funds rate down to basically 0.25. So banks are borrowing money from the Fed for nothing. The plan in doing that was that they would continue to stimulate the economy by actually lending money, because with everything going on, they had just stopped lending money at that point.
Because people weren't buying houses after the housing.
Weren't buying anything, right? We weren't even going on vacation.
It was a recession, right?
Right. So we've ignored that issue for a decade and change. We knew that this inflation problem was going to have to be addressed at some point. One thing Trump didn't do was raise rates. So we can't credit him or his administration with actually strengthening the dollar.
That's
the
false,
rates were raised.
He's the one who fixed the trading agreement with China to buy more of our products. Do you know that?
Well, So
He
before
thinks
we
that
get
you're right.
before we get there, though, we have to just deal with fundamental economics, right? So what the Fed does is they raise
Right.
and
But
decrease interest rates.
no doubt, bro. Do this real quick. I don't want to cut you too short, but land your point real quick in like a minute because I got to read this chat and then
I got
you
you.
know follow along. All right, go ahead.
I got you. So I already mentioned it's a laggard effect. Most of the things that a president does aren't felt until the next administration, right? So
I disagree with that. I believe that if someone does a fuck up, like here's the thing, your general consensus is right. You're referring to trends, right? But then we have to kind of keep in mind that we had something that happened that hasn't happened in this country in over 100 years. The last time we had a quarantine like this was a Spanish flu, and that was 1920.
Now look, I can agree with that.
We have to take that into consideration.
I can agree with that.
Right.
But what I want to do, what's important to do is take it slow and deal with certain things. So you have to start with fundamentals, then you have to add in the one-offs. I agree. COVID was the one-off.
Hold on. Right. No doubt. But hold up. I do want to at least get to the chat real quick. And then if you remember that thought, jot that down real quick because I got to show my chat some love real quick.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So then, of course, we got, let's see here. Who we got here? We got, let's see here. Who we got?
Demetrius makes a good point.
Hold up. Yeah, right. We're going to get to that. J Flow says illegal dumping money into the economy is just as bad as the stimmy check they pumped out. Facts. You know, that's definitely facts. Now, Sheen Shabazz come through and says salute. I appreciate you for tuning in, my G. XL Pro, the moderator most comes through. I appreciate you for tuning in. Shout out to the righteous.
Turn that chat up and stomp on that like and subscribe, family. We're going to build the platform.
Now, of course, we got Demetrius James. He comes in and says Trump approved $8.4 trillion in the borrowing over a decade, which was bipartisan. Biden has approved $4.3 trillion so far in just 3 years and half in the year half in his office. Right now, now, of course, XL Pro says I understand what he's saying. You do have economic cycles.
Cycles,
right. And here's the thing, we do understand that it's economic cycles, but then it's just like, for example, it's just like the stock market, right? Like, for example,
get that last comment from Demetrius.
Right. I'm about to, but I want to land my point real quick. Well, what I'm trying to say, yeah. So it's like, for example, you know, we could say, well, Kmart was doing great, you know, saying in 1980, Kmart was doing great in 1990, but does Kmart exist anymore? No. So, I mean, you know, we can't always just go off the trends. We have to go on real live data on what's really going on in these streets and what's going on in this country. And that's kind of my point. And that's kind of why, you know, trust me, I definitely understand that. You know, I went to Cal State Northridge. So I understand. I did go to the economics when I understand trends, but then there's always things that could change. Like, for example, Coach Greg Adams, shout out to Coach Greg Adams. He always states that, you know, things that will change the world dramatically is disease, religious awakening, war. There's certain things that just change everything. There's everything that's the monkey wrench of the program, because you know they say man plans and God, you know, does whatever he wants. Now Demetrius James says both Trump and Biden overspent borrowing too much. Lord help our grandkids. Well, that's true.
He's got a point.
Right. But I also like to add that, you know, at the same time too, Donald Trump wasn't letting in extra people if we were doing bad in a bad economy. He wasn't adding extra responsibility for people who never paid any dues in this country.
Now, I want to be clear though. When it comes to the immigrants, I can already tell from, you know, your diatribe that we agree on that 100%. That's one of my biggest issues with Biden's presidency, right? But before we go into all the one-offs, we have to understand the fundamentals of economics, right? So my issue is we give Trump credit for strengthening the dollar when he did nothing to actually strengthen the dollar. He actually set Biden up for the inflation and for the $6 eggs that we had. What Biden's administration
I
did.
disagree with that. I don't know, but I agree
Well,
with that. But go ahead.
so I'm not going to just put it on him because, like I said, it goes back to the housing crisis, right? But what I'm saying is,
you mean the one that Obama bailed out? You mean the same housing market that Barack Obama bailed out?
Right.
Okay.
So now there's a lot that we need to build around that. So to try to land the plane quickly, number one, what got us there was deregulation, right? We weren't regulating these banks. We weren't telling them what they could and couldn't do. And so they went crazy and they almost bankrupt not only the country, but the entire planet, right? It's very similar to what's going on with Boeing. Boeing pretty much regulates themselves. And this is why you have walls flying off the side of a plane and doors, you get what I'm saying, coming off mid-flight, right? So when we talk about policies of these different administrations or potential administrations, we have to realize Donald Trump is running on deregulation. I'm not comfortable with that. I believe in climate change. I'm not comfortable with getting rid of the environmental administration and just deregulating everything. Because if you look at Boeing alone, you can see if you allow these companies to regulate themselves, you're going to be flying on a plane with no door, right?
Well, that's the whole point of having the FAA in certain places that's supposed to maintain the safety of flight. I want to go into the chat real quick.
Yeah.
It says, J-Flow says we're due for a major correction, but they need to stop printing money. And that's something that, that's something that some people had to go to war and fight for, and some people have lost their lives, trying to stop.
So wait, to his point though.
Hold on.
Point.
Let me, bro. Hold on. Go ahead, bro.
I don't want to miss his point, right? To his point, when he talks about stop printing money, he's talking about Jerome Powell raising rates under the Biden administration. This will cause the Fed to stop printing money as much. It will contract the money supply, and it'll make the dollar more valuable.
Well, that's the thing. You can't contract something that you are printing. There's no way to take the money out. How? Explain that.
So we have no idea how much money the Fed burns, right? The reality is what happens with the raising and lowering of rates is when they raise rates, not only are they printing less money, but they're taking money out of the money supply. So we know. Hold on.
I would disagree with that. Okay.
Let me land my plane on what I know for a fact, brother. Right?
Okay.
Like,
all right.
When we deal,
running back because you're a little long-winded, brother. So go ahead.
You cut me off, man.
You're a little. I know because you're a little long-winded, my G. But go ahead, go.
I mean, it's a complex topic, but when we deal with simple economics, we know the less of something that there is, the more valuable it is, right? So when we're talking about raising rates, we're talking about less money in the money supply. That makes the dollar more valuable against other currencies, right?
Okay.
Trump didn't do that. Biden did that. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have other issues with Biden. I think the entire immigrant,
let's go back to this money. Hold on. Let's go back to this money printing thing because you said that they could get rid of this money. Well, I'm trying to understand. Well, I want you to explain because I want you to touch on this point. If I make, I don't know, let's just pick up a number. If I make $50,000 after taxes, right? How does the Fed, are you trying, you're saying that they don't know how much money, we don't know how much money we have in circulation, right? So what are you saying? So what are they saying? Are they taking money from the Federal Reserve?
We definitely know. We definitely know how much money we have in circulation. But what happens is when the Fed raises rates, it's an active policy to take money out of the money supply. So you got to realize they literally burn some of this money, right? Like they literally get money from different banks that borrow from the Fed each and every day, right?
Okay.
And they just take this money out of the money supply. So that raises the value of the dollar, right? It's a very fundamental and simple policy, right? If they lower rates,
You know what? I must say this dynamic because I never knew this. So you're saying that they take the money from the Federal Reserve and they basically, when they want to change the money back, they take the money back out of the economy? Is what you're saying?
There's a number of ways it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a number of ways it's done. So one of the things that they do less, they buy less financial instruments from different banks, right? So they're not infusing the system with that money. They're not buying these products, right?
That's interesting because people have been talking about inflation for the last, I would say, ever since JFK's demise. So you're telling me that they could just get rid of the other money that they inflated? That's what you're telling me today?
By raising and lowering rates. Yes, if you lower the rates, more money in the economy. If you raise the rates, less money in the economy. If there's less money in the economy, those dollars are worth more. So then you see the dollar increase in value against the ruble, against the pound and everything else.
Okay, you know what? Okay, we could agree to disagree, but this is what I do want to do. Because it was only on the topic of it, and I don't know if you want to discuss it, if you want to stay on the panel or not. But I got about 10 more minutes to chop it up. The next thing I want to discuss too is, because I put it on my topic, rappers are mad about Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl. Now, you know what? And you can give me your perspective on this, but you know what? I would like to know, what is your perspective on it? Because I don't know if you know who's mad, but Mystical is mad at Jay-Z because he said that basically he could have got out on probation on basically like some work release. And then Baby is mad because, Lil Wayne and nobody didn't get picked, right? And then Boosie is mad as well. What do you think about them being mad at Jay-Z for deciding to put West Coast artists?
You know who was mad first?
I don't.
Hurricane Chris. Hey, baby.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I heard about that too. Okay.
Right? So 50 Cent went out to Shreveport. It's super cheap out there, so you can rent entire venues for a nickel, right? He didn't put any major Louisiana artists on the bill, and that was Hurricane Chris's whole issue. That's the same thing here. I think most Louisiana artists are upset saying, if it's going to be in our backyard, we should be the headliners.
Oh, okay.
And so the politics of it becomes, what's Jay-Z's issue with Lil Wayne and this, that, and the third. I don't necessarily want to get that deep into it. I will say, I do think, like when we look at the last Super Bowl, or no, that was the last one. It was the one before that with Dr. Dre. It was great to see all those LA artists and everything that was spawned from Dr. Dre in LA for that Super Bowl. I thought that was a cool vibe and we should continue it. But I mean, when Prince performed, that Super Bowl wasn't in Minneapolis or wherever he's from, so I'm not pigeonholed there. I think Kendrick is probably one of the biggest artists of 2024 for the whole battle he went through and
that
won.
One song.
yeah. He but you gotta look at who he's going up against. He's going up against everyone's favorite Light Bright. So it was a big win on his side. So I don't have an issue with him being chosen, but I can respect how Louisiana artists feel and saying, we have all this talent. We've given, all this good music and all this good product. Cash Money should have took over the Super Bowl for the 9/9/2000. I can understand if those artists feel that way. I can respect that.
Okay.
I don't have a huge issue with it being Kendrick. I love it being Kendrick, honestly. But I can understand how Louisiana artists feel.
Oh, okay. Now here's the thing, though. See, with that being said, this is business. This is a business. It's never personal. So, for these artists to be mad and upset at Jay-Z, first off, Jay-Z left Dame Dash behind, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Left Dame Dash behind, Jazzo behind, I'm not mistaken, I think Jaz-O kind of put him on in the first place. Here's the thing: if Jay-Z left his buddies or his best friends behind, why do you think that he gives a damn about y'all? You feel me? Jay-Z is all about the money. You know what I'm saying? And also too, let's just be honest with you. Who do you think will be more marketable for the halftime show of the show? Lil Wayne, who ain't had a hit record in the longest. Boosie, who ain't had a hit record in I don't know, probably never. Even though, you know, it's funny. I ain't trying to diss these artists. Like, I hope Boosie ain't watching this shit mad at me. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. He gonna say, "Come on, man." If you
right. But I'm not saying I don't fuck with Boosie because I do. But I'm just talking about on the level of Kendrick Lamar and Jay-Z and stuff like that. Like, come on now, let's just be real. It's all about the money. Like, who's more advertisable? You know what I'm saying? More white people know more about Kendrick Lamar than they do about Hurricane Chris.
I mean, but Lil Wayne though.
Even Lil Wayne. And here's the thing, Lil Wayne maybe in, you know what I'm saying, maybe in 2012, man, but it's 2024, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, but when you say that though, you got to realize you're talking about the people who grew up and are now potentially buying those tickets or having the Super Bowl parties. They all connect with Wayne. Like, so when you're talking about what's more marketable, we got to be honest. The Drake fans aren't going to be happy about this. Now, I don't think for most of us, black people, not even just black people, just hip hop fans, the hip hop community, I don't think either artist will make us say, I'm not going to watch. We're just happy to see our craft put on a major stage. But if it was my choice, yeah, I would have bought out Manny Fresh. I would have bought out Juvie. I would have, just me.
Right. Over Kendrick Lamar? So you wouldn't have had Kendrick Lamar on the ticket?
I think one thing about the Super Bowl is you'll always have another opportunity. So there are multiple stadiums. There are multiple stadiums in Cali, right? If the Super Bowl is in any one of those stadiums in 25, 26, right? Without question. It's Kendrick's year, right? But it's not going to come back to the Superdome where Katrina was, where there's a lot that could have been done here. You get what I'm saying? The Super Bowl is going to be played in the stadium that housed the hurricane victims.
Okay. You know, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad that you mentioned that because why did Baby, who's mad, and Lil Wayne, they moved out of New Orleans. They don't even have property in New Orleans. Them dudes been living in Miami probably as long as I have. I mean, so they kind of left New Orleans behind, bro. They kind of left New Orleans behind. Now they want to come back now that they got to revamp,
Look, bro. Black gentrification is a thing too. Black gentrification is a thing too. Like, so I get your point, but that's a deeper one. We could potentially dedicate a whole show.
But they could have bought it they could have bought real estate so cheap, bro. They could have been buying a house for $5 and they could have just held on to the property. They could have just held on to the property, just paid a little 50-cent property tax. Because guess what? On $5 house, they're not gonna do. I mean, you're gonna have to pay the tax. I guess what the land's worth, but dude, it would have been so cheap to pay those property taxes, and they could have just went ahead and built up that place. All the places that complain about Shreveport and all that, they could have went and bought all that. But guess what? They chose to do other things, right? They chose off to have baby mamas and paying child support and spending their money on jewelry and all types of other bullshit. Right now, that 50 Cent, he decided to go be smart about it, and he's doing his thing. Now they mad at him. Hey, hold up. Let me at least pay homage to these guys in the chat, man, because I don't want them to feel like I'm not forgetting about them. XL Pro says I'd rather see Wayne than Kendrick. I hear you. But you know what? I understand that you would probably rather see it, but you know what? Jay-Z's thinking about his dollars, G. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the Benjamins, remember?
The chat is with me, bro. The chat is with me, bro.
Hey, well, here's the thing.
I didn't even think about P.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so J4 says Pastor P would have been good, right? Okay.
I didn't even think about P.
All right. Okay. All right, look, and I get that. Look, see, then XL Pro then says, he backs what you say, says Wayne got years of songs. Okay. Then Demetrius James says, shout out to Port, aka Ratchet City. Wayne has a song with Kendrick they could do.
Now,
all right. Okay,
that's the one I want to respond to.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't. If I think about myself, right, I would have an issue being an opening act or a supporting act in my city. So I don't necessarily think Wayne would do that.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think Wayne would do that. I do think though it would have been really cool to see Master P, No Limit, and Cash Money all on stage. That would have been pretty cool.
No, you know, and I get that. I know that would be kind of cool, right? Here's the thing. I think y'all got some great ideas. J Flow even says, "Bring out the gold tank."
If the gold tank would have came out, I would have lost my mind.
Right. You know what? Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's see here. They don't XL Process. Kendrick only got attention now because of the Drake diss song. I get that. But you got to understand, bro. They're gonna bring back ringtones because of that song, bro.
I'll say this, right? Kendrick is a very prolific artist to me that stands for something, and that means the world to me. So I have no issue with it being him, but I can understand how, when it comes to culture, why certain questions are asked. So it is a fair question to ask. Jay-Z, why wouldn't you give this moment to New Orleans? It's a fair question to ask.
Hey, you know what? Jay-Z is probably not even gonna respond because you know what? At the end of the day, he's a businessman. He don't hear all that noise, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the point. What I want to say is that y'all got some great ideas, and I get that. But he's thinking about his bottom line. He just knows he just knows that people are gonna buy the tickets that much more. People are gonna tune in just that more because of Kendrick Lamar. I mean, even though y'all bring some good points, I can't really deny anything that y'all say, but as a businessman, I would have did the same thing to it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Look, y'all saying some great stuff, but man, here's the thing. These white kids, you know what I'm saying? Greater America, they don't know nothing about what y'all talking about. And they don't care. They just
kind of got a point,
bro. And that's why I'm just coming from the money standpoint. Like I said, y'all got some great ideas, you know what I'm saying? They could have brought all those people and it could have been great, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z had to make a business decision and he went with the money like he always do, bro. Look, you think Jay-Z spent all the millions to try to make Beyonce go from an independent black woman who was trying to keep other women independent to a country singer? You think he spent all that money to have Mystical, who already raped somebody? He is a ex-offender, bro. On stage, talking about shake it fast. Watch yourself. You think Jay-Z want to be signed on to anything? Look, if Mystical come out and grape somebody else, that's on Jay-Z.
Well, Mystical wasn't getting released to perform at the Super Bowl, so we didn't have to worry about that.
He was complaining. He was one of the people who was complaining. He said that he could have got off. Well, he said Mystical was on. Look, J Flow says Mystical on probation. Well, yeah. Well, he could have got off on work release doing the show, but it was like, man, you wasn't even on the radar, Mystical. I ain't gonna lie. I love Still Smoking. I love Still Smoking 2 and even 3 and even the 4. But bruh, nah, G, nah.
Hey, yo, I know you got to head out, man, but you shouldn't have never let me on the panel, man. I had a good time. I'm definitely gonna.
Oh no, what you mean never? I really appreciate that actually.
Yes, sir.
Because it was I figured a lot of people would take advantage of the live panel tonight, but I kind of promised them that I was going to do it on another day, so they probably didn't expect this because they're all tuned because it's 8:05, so the debate is actually starting right now. You feel me? Now,
well, listen, man. I'm looking forward to building with you in the future, and I always push Black media so we can tell our stories and put our opinion out there. So salute to you, bro. And anytime I get that, I already hit that like and subscribe. I'm telling the whole chat, stomp on that like and subscribe so you don't miss nothing, and I'll be back, brother.
I appreciate you, man. Yo, you take it easy, G.
All right, family. Keep going to good work.
All right, take it easy, bro. Gone. So yeah, man. But let's see here. XL Pro says Mystical in jail. And then XL Pro says facts. LOL, salute fam. But yeah, man, y'all ain't gonna tune into Coach Greg Adams' channel. Ain't he having a show right now? I thought he was supposed to be doing his yeah, because I thought he was gonna be addressing the debate. Yeah, see, he's addressing the debate. So I don't know if y'all want to, but y'all can join me. Y'all see me in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show love to the coach, you feel me? But man, I appreciate y'all boys for tuning in, yo. So now, yeah, I see TJ live. I'm about to tune into that too right now. But yo, for everybody tuning in though, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit, man. All right. Now, let's see here. Okay, just make sure I cleared the chat already. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. You know, y'all go ahead and vote. And I salute to y'all, everybody from the Righteous Sphere, everybody in the Free Agent Lifestyle and the Couch Gang. Peace.